What's up, YouTube friends? It's your girl Malika from beingmymalika.com, and I am back with another video. And today I'm going to have for you guys February's paycheck budget number 2. So starting from the 15th of February to the end of the month, and we're going to just go ahead and jump into it. We're going to start here with our calendar view, and this just has all of my bills set out for the entire month. It's got everything that needs to be paid, and it also marks my payday, so I know exactly when cash is coming in. So we're, like I said, going to start at the 15th through the end of the month. So all of these bills have to be paid for on this paycheck budget. This paycheck budget worksheet is available if you subscribe to my blog at www.beingmymalika.com, and I'll have that linked in the description box as well. So that you guys can work on your paycheck budgets too. Now, the one that is on the blog does not have this filled out. These are my specific budget categories, so I've put those in there, but you'll be able to make up your own categories to put in for your cash envelopes and your sinking funds. So let's go ahead and get started with our income. And the income that we have for this pay period, which would be the check that will come out, will be here on the 14th, is our regular salary, which let me flip and see exactly what that amount is because I don't remember. So that's $18.42 is what we're going to budget for. Maybe. Okay. Let's take a pause and grab a new pen. Hold on. All right, so let's try that again. So we got $18.42 for our salary. Rollover, we've got nothing worth mentioning. Child support is a 0 again for this check. Bonus, I did do 2 appointments, so I will have, let me see, let me do some math in my head real fast. I did 2, so 65 and 85 is 150 in bonus income. And then, so let's go ahead and add up our income. It's 299. So $19.92 will be our total income for this paycheck budget. Now let's go ahead and do our fixed expenses, or at least write them in here. We want to take care of our 4 walls first. So we got TXU, that's lights, water, which is paid to the city, Center Point, which is our natural gas. I do have a natural gas stove and dryer, so I use natural gas all throughout the year, and then my furnace is natural gas too. So Center Point is gas, so that's lights, water, gas. We want to make sure we put those in there first. Then next we'll start with Primerica, which is my life insurance. Then my car loan. Then student loans. I have 2 that are due this period. One is a private student loan, and one is the rest of my undergraduate loans. We have Hulu for this month. I also need to do my taxes, so I'm going to put that in there as a fixed expense. I need to pay my professional insurance because I since I do contract work, I have to have insurance. And oh yeah, also I want to subscribe to a music service because I keep getting copyrights on my videos, so I'm going to put that in too. And I'm just go through and add the amounts. Epidemic Sound is 15. The professional insurance is 68. The cost for my taxes is also 68. Hulu is 13. AES is 118. Nelnet is only 1260. Car note is 420. This is 70. Center Point, budgeted 50. The water, I'm budgeted 90. I don't really get that bill till really late. So I don't actually know what the water bill is going to be. It's due at the almost the very end of the month. They told me I think the 4th Monday. So I don't get that one usually before I do this budget. And TXU, I think we're budgeting 78 for that. So let me just grab a calculator and then we will add these numbers all up. All right, so let's add these numbers up. So we have 78 plus 50 plus 70 plus 420 plus 118 plus 1260 plus 13 plus 68 plus 68 plus 15. So generally what I'll do with these numbers, my budgeted at least, is I will round up to the next whole dollar because that just makes it easier to do the math, and I'd always rather budget more than the actual is. So I always round up with my expenses and down with my income, because that just kind of gives me a buffer. All right, so we're gonna say 913 is our total for our bills, which is good. Not as good as we would like it to be, because next week we start paying, or next month we start paying back on this debt consolidation loan, and yeah, we got to do a little bit better to be able to make sure that we can make that payment, or we might end up having to split it between the two paychecks. So we're gonna take 913 from our 1992, which was our income, and so that leaves us with 1079 for our cash envelopes. Our cash envelopes are the same. They're going to be 500 total for our cash envelopes. In case you've never seen one of my videos, I do 100 for gas, 200 for groceries, 40 for home. That's things like toilet paper, if I see a pillow at Target, sheets, pillowcases, just stuff for around the house. Kids is 60. That's anything relating to the children or their like specific expenses. This week it went to a haircut and pictures for basketball. Next week it'll probably be the snacks for the basketball team. Anything like that that's just like specific to the children comes out of that envelope. Entertainment is for things like going to the movies or eating out, and giving is what I give to my church. So our total is 500. So we're going to subtract that from the 1079.40, which is going to leave us 579.40 for our sinking funds and extra debt payments. The first thing that we want to do is we want to make sure that our emergency fund, our baby step emergency fund, is at $950. So I want to put that extra $50 in there to put that over the top. So I'm going to put that here first. So emergency fund is going to automatically get 50. So that's how I know I have 529 left to maneuver the rest of these. Now, last paycheck, not all of our sinking funds got funded because the money just wasn't there. So I'm going to look and see who got or what's got funded from last paycheck and try to make sure I hit the other ones. So I did end up getting one check from my contract job. It just came late. And then we found another $8 somewhere. So I was able to put 45 in my Christmas sinking fund, 25 in my birthday sinking fund, which this one was important. My son's birthday is actually at the end of this month, so I do want to make sure I fund that one additionally again, because I need to make sure that I get his gift for his birthday. And then I put that other last 8 in vacation. So I need to make sure that I fund car maintenance. That's probably going to get the 20. House maintenance. Back to school, then school fees. We still have not yet made a decision about where my daughter is going to school, so I don't know how much I'm going to have to pay for her enrollment fee. And so I just want to make sure that I have that money put to the side for whenever she does make a decision, so that we can quickly get that sent off and make sure she's got a spot in the class of 24. Christmas, like I said, I just did in the last one. Graduation, that is for stuff that keeps coming up, like soon we'll have to order invitations for her graduation, and so I want to make sure again that the money is already set aside for that. And then birthdays will be 25. So let's see what we got here. We've got 20 plus 20 plus 30 plus 50 plus 50 plus 25. So the total there was $195. And that from $579 equals $384. Now, being that amount is so large, I may go ahead and fund the rest of the sinking funds, even the ones that I did already. So I'm gonna just go ahead and put the 25 for vacation and the 45 for Christmas. And in case you're wondering what these numbers are, some of them are kind of random because I just want to build up the fund, like my house maintenance and my car maintenance. Well, my house maintenance, not so much. I have to make sure I have my HOA dues by the end of the year. So I put enough in there for things around the house, like air filters and light bulbs and batteries, or things that need to be maybe randomly fixed. My kids have a habit of putting holes in the walls. If I need to patch up a hole, something like that, that money comes out of there. So that's just something that I want to have kind of like a cushion. Car maintenance, same thing. Oil changes, if something breaks on the car, like tires, that kind of thing will come from car maintenance. So I want to just keep building that fund, so that if something is to happen to the car, I'm not having to cash flow the whole thing, because I do have something put aside for car maintenance and car repairs. Back to school, vacation, Christmas, all of those are because I have a specific amount in mind that I want to get to by the time those things come up. So back to school, I need to have about $600 put to the side for back to school. I have 2 kids that are will be going to elementary and middle school, and I have one that will be going to college in the fall. And so I want to make sure I have enough to buy school supplies for my oldest. She'll need stuff for her dorm room and all of that. So that's the pot for that. For Christmas, it's making sure I have enough by November to buy gifts for this Christmas. And birthdays is the same thing, but I use that throughout the year for my kids' birthdays, my nieces and nephews' birthdays, my dad, anybody in our kind of immediate family for their birthdays. And also if we end up going to, like say the kids get invited to a birthday party, I will use that money to buy a gift for the kid whose birthday party we're going to. So that's where these numbers come from. Christmas and, graduation and school fees, again, have to do with my daughter being a senior this year and her needing money, it seems like every other day, for something related to senior year. So graduation too may also be going towards a prom dress, because we will start shopping for that here soon. So that money is all there when I need to pull it. So that being said, let's re-add these numbers and see what we have now. The other thing too is, like I said, because I know that loan is I'm gonna have to start paying that back next month, I want to make sure that these sinking funds are pretty cushy, because it might get a little tight going forward. So let's try again. So 20 plus 20 plus 30 plus 25 plus 50 plus 45 plus 50 plus 25 is 265. And 265 from 579 is $314, We already know we need to put $50 back in our emergency fund. So that leaves us $264 for an extra debt payment. My current debt snowball item is this student loan, the private one. I'm trying to get that paid off by the end of the year. And so that extra $264 is going to go towards that. Also, because my sinking funds are all the way funded, any other money that I pull in from my contract job will also go towards that debt snowball. So there is that. So 314 minus 264 gives us $50. And $50 is going back in our emergency fund, which leaves us with a zero-based budget. So every dollar that should come in this month has a place to go. It has a spot. We know exactly what's being paid for this month. Now keep in mind, these two expenses are one-time expenses, so they're not part of my regular recurring budget. So next month, this budget will look different, which is kind of the importance of doing a paycheck budget. Excuse me. Because every month your finances look different. Every month different things come up. And so it's very important to look at things both in the short term and the long term. Yes, I do an Excel spreadsheet that shows my whole budget for the year, but as I'm going through the year, this budget is kind of what we're actually living off of, because again, things come up. Kids need pictures. Kids have this, that, and the third. Medical expenses come up. Another question I get asked is, where are your medical expenses on this paycheck budget? I actually have a health savings account because I have a high deductible health plan with my job. And so I do contribute to my health savings account every month, even before I see my paycheck. So that is already accounted for, and there's enough in there. I put enough in there every month to generally cover any medical expenses that would come up. We have some recurring prescriptions that we pay for out of that every month. Things like dentist appointments, like I need some dental work done, that's going to come out of there. And so generally, any medical cost that we have, with the exception of over-the-counter medicine, is going to come out of that health savings account. Over-the-counter medicine, depending on who it's for, will probably come out of, if it's for the kids, it'll come out of the kids' envelope. If it's for me, I'll figure something out. I keep saying to myself that somewhere in here, I need an envelope. I'm going to work on that. It won't be anytime soon, but eventually I will get an envelope. So here we are. That's pretty much it for the actual budget. The next thing that we're going to do is work through our cash envelopes and see exactly what we need to pull out of the bank. So give me just a second. I'm going to grab that worksheet and we'll work through that. All right, so this worksheet here is actually from the Budget Mom, and it is her cash envelope breakdown, and that is available on her website. I will actually link that down below in the description box as well, just so you guys can check out her paycheck budget worksheet. Workbook. She has a ton of free printables, and she also has an actual paycheck budget workbook that you can either download the PDF file or get a hard copy printed and sent to you. So I will definitely link that, because this sheet here has been super helpful. She actually now makes them in a sticky pad, and I'm looking to get those as well, because it makes it very easy to go ahead and tear it off and take it to the bank with you. So for our envelopes, we actually have quite a few this pay period. So let's see if we can get them all on here. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that I do pay my water bill in cash, because I do not like having to pay the fee for using a card. So I budgeted $90 for that. So I need cash for that water bill. None of the rest of this stuff will I need cash for. I'll go ahead and pay that online through my bank account. So all of this will be covered that way. Then they have gas, groceries, home, kids, giving. And then I also have my cash envelopes that I will be stuffing over here. So that's car main. I'm gonna put these two together because I know I'm not gonna have enough space, and I know they're both even 20s. Oh, my erasable isn't working so well. So that's car and house maintenance. Back to school. And school fees. Christmas. Graduation. And I still had one left. And of course it's an oddball. Let's see, I'll go ahead and put it with this one. And birthdays. Okay. And now I'm gonna go through, put the amounts back in there. So gas always gets 100. Again, this kind of bounces back and forth between both me and my daughter's cars. She actually has a job, but when she doesn't get hours, I do not make her pay for her own gas. When she is working, if she's worked that week at all, she's got to pay for her own gas. So I do, though, budget enough for if I have to put gas in her car. So $100 for gas, $200 for groceries. There are 3 of us in the house full time, but on any given night, there could be 6 to 8 people eating here for dinner because I do watch my nieces and nephews a few times a week. I do feed my entire family every other Sunday, so I have to give myself enough leeway in that grocery budget for making sure I have enough food to feed a large family despite there only being 3 of us in the house. For home, again, that gets 40. Kids will get 60. Giving will get 60. Car and house maintenance together will get 40. Back to school will get 30. Vacation will get, did I even put that on there? No, I did not. So let's figure out who I can stick vacation with. We'll put it with school fees. And that means that that together will be 75. Christmas gets 45. Graduation and birthdays together is 65. Okay, so then I'm going to go through and do amounts. I generally try to start with bigger bills and work my way down, especially for my spending envelopes, because it is very hard for me to want to turn over a $100 bill. I want to hold on to that thing. So I'm less likely to go in the store and buy gum if all I have is a $100 bill. I'll say no to that purchase because I don't want to break that 100. Because we all know once we break a big bill, it's done, it's over, there's no more, and we spend it like water. So want to try to start with the big bills and work our way down. For the water bill, doesn't matter because I'm going to give that away literally as soon as I have it. So I'm going to just get a 50 and 2 20s for the water bill. For gas, I always do 2 50s. For groceries, I do 2 $100 bills. For home, that is going to be 2 20s. For kids, I usually do 3. No, I'm going to do a 50 and a 10. Because again, if I can keep it down to that, then I can save that 50. We'll see, but we're going to try. For giving, I like to do 2 20s and then 2 10s, because if I want to even it up over the 2 Sundays, then I will split it that way. If I have another something else that I want to give to, that also gives me the freedom to do that. This particular pay period, though, I actually think I'm going to spend that directly sewing into a particular ministry. I work in the nursery ministry at my church, and our nursery needs some things, and I think I'm just going to use that actually to buy the things directly for the nursery instead of giving it and having to go through that way. So next is house and car maintenance. That is going to get 2 20s, 1 for each of those. Back to school is going to get 120 and 110. School fees and vacation. School fees is going to get a 50, and vacation is going to get 120 and 15. Next is Christmas. It's going to get 2 20s and 1 5. Graduation and birthdays is going to get 150. That should have been 75. Sometimes I can't add, y'all. That should have been 75. So that's going to get 150, 120, and 1 5 because it's 50 for graduation, 25 for birthday. So yeah, that should have been 75. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is add up this over here to make sure I have the right number. Add up all my bills, counting, and then value, and make sure that that equals out so I don't miss anything. So for total in my envelopes, I know I should have had 500 plus 265. That's 765 plus the water. So 765, it'd be 855 should be my total here. And so let's see if I got that right. So we're going to add up all these cash amounts. Plus 200 plus 40, 60, 60, 40, 30, 75, 45 plus 75. And I said 855, right? So let's see how good my mental math is. That's something I've been oh, and man, I was off. I've been trying to work on that with my son and teaching him mental math. So, no, I skipped a number somewhere in here because that's off. 90, 100, 200, 40, 60, 60, 40, 30, 75, 45, 75. So somewhere I can't add. I'm not really sure where. Let's see. Let me add these up again. Because maybe that's where it's off. Plus 25, plus 50, plus. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. But this says that this number should be 815. And I'm thinking in my head it should be 855. Because 500 plus 265 is 765. Plus the 90 I'm getting for the water should be 855. 90 plus 100 plus 200 plus, or maybe I'm missing something over here. Let's make sure we got all our funds taken care of. House and car, back to school, school fees and vacation. So that's these two. Christmas, graduation and birthdays. I don't know, y'all. But I keep feeling like that's wrong. And I got a feeling when I get rid of this stuff, something's going to be not right. I don't know, y'all. Like I said. That's going to bother me, though. Ah, that's what I'm missing. I'm missing my fund money. So let me add that. I didn't put entertainment on here. Gosh, I'm glad I caught that. So I'll put it here. Give in and because this is a no. And now I'll put it here. Kids and entertainment. Because I just need to add 2 more 20s. Ooh, y'all. I was going to think I was losing my mind. So that is $855. And you know what? Instead of that, let's just go ahead and wipe that out so that I can see. Because this is making a mess all over the place here. And that's not cool. So $8.55. Now we're going to count our bills. So we need 1, 2, 3 5s, 0 1s, 1, 2, 3 4 10s, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 20s, 1, 2, 3 4 5 6 50s, and 2 $100 bills. So then we'll go through and add the value of those. So 3 5s is $15, 4 10s is $40, 15 20s is $300, 6 50s is another $300, and 2 100s is $200. So 200 plus 300 is 5, 8, 40, 55. So we have balanced out this way, and here. And the reason why I do this repetitively is so I don't mess up like the last time. And like you see, I'll skip the category. And then I get to the bank, get the money out, and I get home and I get ready to stuff my envelopes and something is missing. So it's good to double check and recheck before you go to the bank so that you are 100% sure about your amounts. So now I'm just going to write my bill totals, these counts, over here on this little square. So I need 0 100s, 3 5s, 4 10s, 15 20s, 6 50s, and 2 $100 bills for a total of $855. Okay, and I'm going to take this little box and I'm going to put that in with my withdrawal slip whenever I go to the bank. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how I do my paycheck budget every single time I get paid. You guys will get actually a bonus video this month. I will be budgeting for my income tax refund. And so I'll show you guys that because, again, if you don't tell your money where to go, you're going to wonder where it went. And so we want to make sure that we have a plan for every dime that comes through our bank accounts. As you can see, we did zero out this budget. So we are good to go. And I will go ahead and go to the bank, pull this money back, and I'll be back in my next video with our cash envelope stuffing. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have questions, please make sure you leave them down in the comments below. Also, check that description box for this paycheck budget worksheet, the link to that, and make sure that you are subscribed to my channel so you can follow along with our debt freedom journey. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.